All right, the forbidden woman, it talks about the strange woman, which is actually, it doesn't mean strange as in weird or, unknown. It means the woman who is not yours, talking about a married man. This woman is some other man's wife. In verses 5-6, it says that her feet go down to death. Her steps follow the path to Sheol. She does not ponder the path of life. Her ways wander, and she does not know it. Her feet go down to death, and she doesn't even know it. Now, the immediate context, this is talking about marriage and an adulteress. But this same principle applies much more broadly. There are always people out there who are, giving you ear-tickling doctrines, telling you what you want to hear, or telling you what they know will provoke a certain response in you. Not necessarily because it's true, but because there is some kind of reaction they want. And whether the reaction is donations, or they want you to join a movement, or something that they want from you. The problem is that I don't think that most of these false teachers and false prophets even know that they are false prophets and false teachers. Most of them really believe that they are doing the right thing. If you think about Korah's rebellion against Moses, Korah had just witnessed the destruction of Egypt and the Egyptian army. He had seen the sea divided and God's presence on the mountain. And yet here he is challenging God's chosen man for the priest. And he's saying, we're all holy. Why can't we all be priests? Well, the answer is because God said so. God's got his plan. Korah doubted the word of Moses and Aaron about God's plan, despite all the evidence that showed that Moses and Aaron were the men that God had chosen. And he and his entire family and everybody associated with him paid dearly for it. They lost their lives. And they didn't even know that they were false teachers. There is no way that Korah would have gone up against Moses and Aaron, having seen all of these miracles from God, if he believed that he was in the wrong and he was making himself an enemy of God. And the problem with people like Korah and Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron who kind of colored outside the lines with worship and God destroyed them. The problem is that they followed their own inclinations about what they believed to be right and wrong. And they got other people to follow along with them. They died and the people who followed them died. When the solution, the thing that kept them all alive, was right there in front of them the whole time. But it was outside of themselves. The world wants to tell us, if you want to know what's right, look inside yourself. Well, if you've been praying and studying the word for, decades, that's going to be helpful. Looking inside will frequently get you to the right place. It'll point you in the right direction, but not always. Our hearts will always be corrupted. Until we're resurrected in perfected bodies, we're always going to be struggling against the flesh. We're always going to have poor judgment at times. And so we need an external objective source to measure right and wrong. And unless we are able to find that source outside of ourselves, we're always going to be susceptible to falling into these traps.